So what if the crisis in commercial real estate wasn't really a crisis at all, but a multi-billion-dollar opportunity just waiting to be seized? Today, we're digging into a company called OTTIMEDIA, and they have a radical vision to turn all those empty skyscrapers into massive, profitable billboards.
We all see it, right? You look at these skylines filled with half-empty office towers and you think, problem. But what if that's completely the wrong way to look at it? What if all that empty glass and steel is actually a massive untapped opportunity just waiting for someone to flip the switch?
And the scale of this thing is just staggering. Some projections are showing that office occupancy rates could actually fall below 30%. Now, that's not just a temporary slump. We're talking about a fundamental reshaping of our cities, all driven by remote work and now being accelerated by AI.
So this leads us to what some people are starting to call the empty skyscraper problem. And believe me, it's about a lot more than just vacant floors. It's a real threat to the value of city centers all over the world.
The causes are pretty clear. Remote work is what really kicked the whole thing off. AI is coming in and just speeding it all up. The result? Occupancy plummets. And those buildings themselves, the ones that used to be prime real estate, they just start to bleed value. So the urgent question becomes, what on earth do you do with all this vertical real estate? Well, a company based out of Vienna has let's call it a rather dramatic answer. Their vision? To make the very walls of these buildings talk. And here's their big idea. The company is called OTTIMEDIA, and they want to wrap the entire skin of these empty towers in massive, transparent digital video walls. Now think about that. It's not like sticking a billboard on a building. No, this is the building becoming the billboard, a dynamic, constantly changing digital canvas. And the ambition here is truly global. The goal isn't just one building, it's a worldwide network of these media towers. A network you could physically see walking down the street in New York or Tokyo, and one you could also visit virtually from anywhere. They're trying to create an entirely new media landscape.
Now, what's really interesting here is how the pitch is tailored. To really get what's going on, we need to look at what OTTIMEDIA is promising to three very different groups: the building owners, the advertisers, and, of course, the investors. First up, let's talk about the people who actually own these empty buildings. For them, this is pitched as nothing short of an economic lifeline.
The pitch is pretty simple. Turn a depreciating asset into a treasure chest. OTTIMEDIA offers owners a guaranteed base rent, at least $200,000 a year, plus commissions. But the ultimate promise, the real hook, is that the ad revenue could, and I'm quoting here, exponentially exceed what they ever made from traditional office leases. I mean, that would completely transform a building's value.
Okay, so what about the companies paying to be on these giant screens? Let's move over to the advertisers and see what's in it for them. For advertisers, the offer is radically lower rates. But there's a catch. You have to pay for the full year upfront, within 1 week. There's also this unique angle. They pitch this as a tool for selling other real estate, using 15-second property videos as a psychological solution, essentially creating a city-sized spectacle of high-end demand to influence wealthy buyers and speed up sales. And that brings us to the final group, the investors, the people being asked to fund this massive global rollout. The numbers pitched to investors are just astronomical. A 1% stake in the company is being offered for around $400,000. The promised return, a minimum of 3,000%, and get this, delivered in just a few months. And to build trust, they're offering something you rarely see: daily access to the company's online banking to watch the money flow in.
All right, let's get to it. This brings us to the most audacious, the most eye-popping numbers in the entire pitch. These are the financial claims meant to power the whole vision. This comparison really shows the core of their pitch to advertisers. They claim they can offer a prime location, say in Mumbai, for just $200,000 a year. Now, put that next to the estimated $24 million for a top spot in Times Square. You see the claim? They're saying they can offer prime advertising real estate for 120 times less. And for investors, that headline number, the one that makes everyone stop and listen, is that promised return of at least 3,000%, delivered in just the first few months. How is that even possible? Well, it's supposedly fueled by a projected global turnover of up to $900 million within the very first year of operation. And the end game in all of this? A company valuation of up to $4 billion. These aren't just ambitious numbers.
They are the entire foundation of this whole vision.
So after seeing all of this, the incredible promises and the mind-bending numbers, the question becomes pretty obvious. Is this a genuine vision of the future, or is it simply a utopia?
Unsurprisingly, the company has a very clear answer. This is a direct quote from their strategy document. They frame their own plan as a vision, not a simple utopia. I mean, that's a powerful, incredibly confident stance to take against any skepticism. But right alongside that bold vision is the sober reality of the fine print. Their own documents include that standard disclaimer stating that investment decisions shouldn't rely only on the presentation and that future performance is never guaranteed. It's the crucial dose of context you have to remember. And so we're left with this one last thought. Whether this particular financial model works or not, the core idea is powerful. It forces all of us to look up at our cities and ask a really provocative question. In an age of empty offices, are we about to see our skylines become the world's biggest billboards?